Mark chapter 16 verse 15. Jesus said to his followers, "Go everywhere in the world and tell the good news to everyone." Psalms chapter 67 verse 2, the Living Bible. Send us around the world with the news of your saving power and your eternal plan for all mankind. Good morning. Today we're reviewing chapter 38. Yay! I'm so excited that we're coming done. It's actually mixed feelings. I'm happy that we're finally getting done with. I think we started in April now? So it's been a long time coming. I'm happy that we're rounding off, but yet again I'm also sad that I get to finish this lovely book. Today we're talking about becoming a world-class Christian. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw this title was, so because we can be world class at every other thing in our lives, in our career, in our job, in whatever we find ourselves doing, we forget that we're first called a Christian, or we're first called Christ followers before whatever it is we've become in our career, in our lives. But the truth is, we can actually be world class in Christianity, in our Christian walk. And today we're going to discuss more in details, right? So he says here that the Great Commission is your commission. You have a choice to make. You'll be either a world-class Christian or a worldly Christian. Sadly, we have worldly Christians now. Christians who are after the things of the world. But that's not what we're looking to achieve. We're looking to achieve world-class Christians. Okay, so he says worldly Christians look to God primarily for their personal fulfillment. Lord, give me. Lord, I want. Lord, bless me. They are saved, but they are self-centered. If you observe certain Christians, that they have a consciousness that they are saved, they have Christ in them and all of that, but you still notice that there's this selfishness. They have not died to their flesh. Those are worldly Christians, okay? They love to attend concerts and enrichment seminars, but you will never find them at a missions conference because they aren't interested. Their prayers focus on their own needs, their own blessings, and their own happiness. It's a me first kind of faith. How can God make my life more comfortable? They want to use God for their purposes instead of being used for His own purposes. And then in contrast, who are world-class Christians? World-class Christians are those who know that they were saved to serve and they were made for a mission. They are people who are eager to receive a personal assignment, and they are excited. They're really passionate about the privilege of being used by God. Okay? Now, how to think like a world-class Christian? The first thing is shift from self-centeredness to other-centered thinking. So if you've noticed that all 3 years you've called yourself a Christian, and you have a relationship with God, but then you still find out that you're selfish in your thinking, you always think about yourself first before any other person, you need to shift your mindset from being self-centered to other-centered, meaning that you're thinking of other people. Right? The Bible says, my friends, stop thinking like children, think like mature people. This is the first step to becoming a world-class Christians. Just a little example. We know children, right? Children only think about themselves. If you know a toddler or a child or a baby, a child thinks about himself first. That's what a child doesn't care about you, doesn't care about any other person in the room. I need that thing and I want it and I will have it. That's a child's mentality, right? But grown-up people who are adults, they consider other people before themselves. So God commands in the Bible that don't think only about your own affairs, but be interested in others too. This life you've been called to live is not just about yourself. You're also here to be part of a family, with other people. The pointer here said it has never been easier in history to fulfill your commission to go to the whole world. Do you know why? I think I need to ask that question. Let me take the pointer again. It says it has never been easier in history to fulfill your commission to go to the whole world. Why do we think this? I feel like it's actually easier now because people died several years ago just to bring the gospel to us. People sacrificed their life, their time, their money, their resources But here we are in an age where everything is just at our fingertips. Social media, blogs, everything is just readily available to us. We don't even need to stress ourselves. We have everything online on our fingers. So to me, I agree with the statement that it has never been easier in history to fulfill your commission, because the world is just on your hands, it's on your palms, right? So it's your choice to make. You want to be a worldly Christian, or do you want to be a world-class Christian? Because me, I want to be a world-class Christian. Okay. Second thing to do to start thinking like a world-class Christian is to shift from local thinking to global thinking. So in previous episode, I talked about how we're part of this global mission, this global plan, and I gave an illustration of pizza slices and how they come together to form a whole big, layer of pizza. If you restrict your thinking and your mindset to just me, my city, my country, I'm so sorry, you will not get anything done in life. When you feel like it's only you that has the power to accomplish whatever you feel God has placed in you to do, and you're running the race as one man. Of course it's a personal race, but I mean it's a global thing. That's what I want to bring to our minds. You have to shift your mind from just a local thing to a global thing. You can partner with people, with nations, with people in different countries and continents to still achieve the same mission and purpose. God is a global God, and He has always cared about the entire world, right? So much of the world already thinks globally. The largest media, most companies are global. They think global. They are multinationals, and whether you like it or not, our lives have been increasingly intertwined with those in other nations. How? We share the same fashion trends, we share the same entertainment, music, sports, even fast food, like what we eat. So if most of the things they eat outside, we also eat it right here in Nigeria. Same thing in other countries. So in the UK, we still have Nigerian community. So our lives are somewhat intertwined. So why not think global? Why restrict yourself to thinking only locally? Okay. Another pointer says here that people may refuse our love or reject our message, but they are defenseless against our prayers. So what he's trying to say here is that, apart from showing people love and, sharing the message, prayer is also very important. He says here the first way to start thinking globally is to begin praying for specific countries. So recently, I've been going on a daily prayer. I don't know what to call it now. Is it monthly prayer or something? A 30-day prayer. Let me just put it that way. And for each day, I have specific things I pray for. Unlike me before, I'll just be praying for myself, or I hardly pray for myself. Like pray for my family, pray for my friends or people around me, people I love, my loved ones and all. But this time around, I pray for other countries, pray for missionaries, pray for the nations, and I'm like, girl, you're thinking globally. Like, now you know that it's not just about you and your environment, right? So the first step to think over is pray. Prayer is very, very important. Okay. Another pointer here says you can't take it with you, but the Bible says you can send it on ahead by investing in people who are going there. So another way to think like a global Christian or like a world-class Christian is shift from here and now thinking to eternal thinking. So don't just think within the earth, the four walls of the earth. Think about eternity. To make the most of your time on earth, you must maintain an eternal perspective. So anything you're doing, always have eternity in mind. Does this thing matter in eternity? If it does not matter, please, my dear, drop it. Leave it alone. This will keep you from majoring on minor issues and will help you to distinguish what is urgent from what is ultimate. So there are things that are urgent but are not of eternal purposes. So you need to really be, it's a mindset shift really. So it says that you can't take it with you, right? But the Bible says you can send it on ahead by investing in people who are going to be there. The Bible says by doing this, you're stirring up real treasures for yourselves in heaven. Is the only safe investment for eternity, and you believe in a fruitful Christian life here on earth. So whatever you're doing here, just remember that even though you cannot go with it once we leave here to when we're raptured and all, you can actually send it on ahead of you by investing in people who are going there. Okay, that is talking about the missionaries now, right? So even if you cannot go there with them, even if you cannot take it with you there, you can actually send it, your prayers, your resources, everything. Invest in people, in missionaries that are going there. Another way to think like a world-class Christian is to shift from thinking of excuses to thinking of creative ways to fulfill your commission. If you're willing, there's always a way to do it. I don't know if you remember this saying, if there's a will, there's a way. If you're willing, if you're committed, if you're passionate, you would stop thinking of excuses. You would always think of a way out, another way out. Now, here are some common excuses. I only speak English. It's actually an advantage in many countries where millions of people want to learn English and are eager to practice it. But it's an excuse because, hello, Google Translate. I don't have anything to offer. Oh, yes, you do. Every ability and experience in your shape can be used somewhere. Or people say, I'm too old, I'm too young. Most mission agencies have age-appropriate short-term projects. So there's anything that can fit your age group. There's no excuse. Now, many Christians have missed God's plans for their life because they've never asked God if He wanted them to serve as a missionary somewhere. Maybe out of fear or ignorance, they've just closed their minds to the possibility of serving. Okay, if you want to be like Jesus, you must have a heart for the whole world. You must think global. You must think world class. Okay, so what a point to ponder for today, guys. The Great Commission is my commission. Don't see it as is their own, is for this set of people. It is mine because God put it in my trust the moment I became a child of God. Our verse to remember is Psalm 67 verse 2 from the Living Bible. It says, send us around the world with the news of your saving power and your eternal plan for all mankind. Now the question is, what steps can you take today to prepare to go on short-term mission experiences, maybe in the next year or even this year if possible? If you feel that God has called you to serve as a missionary in whatever country or whatever areas, what steps are you going to take to prepare yourself to go on such mission trips or experiences? Alright guys, thank you so much for listening. If you've been blessed, let me know in comments what has stuck with you so far. And till I come your way again, please stay fulfilling your purpose and your mission.